I hope you all have a good day. And let my last two streams serve as a lesson in why you don't stream when you're fucking exhausted. Let's make when we left off, we had just done this guy, but I want to make his hair look a little bit more fiery. And then we have 10 to go. I titled this probably not finishing the banner, because I get the feeling we won't, but who knows. I don't want to be up any later than... probably 5 EST, because I want to try and get my sleep schedule back in order a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna try and, like, yeah, just those little changes, I think, can make his hair look a bit more fiery. I think that's better. And now we're gonna slot him into place. I want to generally keep this bottom corner clean, because that's where I'm going to be putting most of my teaser things whenever I update the banner. I hope everyone's had a good day. God, I'm sorry I opened up the last stream so fucking loud. Like I said, important lesson in do not stream when exhausted. I think worst case scenario, I'm going to slide all these to the left, so which will cut off a few in the final version, but that'll be okay. Let's see here. Boop. Alright, I'm gonna start grabbing some sprites now to start working on the next thing. Get the Pokemon database open. I think this is probably going to be a lot more chill than the last one, when I was high off lack of sleep. Yeah, we're doing... Alright, next one. The next one was a normal type Abra, was the request.
What's up, nerd?
Hey, Zed.
Hello. I I I got done playing my game for sad people, so now I'm gonna turn on your stream and have conversations and be happy for like a couple hours.
Oh, my pap.
Yo. Google is finally realizing that I want to go to your stream more than whoever I was going to before.
Yay!
Yo.
It is said that they bring good luck. Because of this, ancient poachers would remove their ears and sell them.
Oh no.
That was me trying to call to Lucky Rabbits. Again, I made a lot of really fucking dark things.
Thing is, it's kind of like that in real life. Like, you know, the whole rhino situation
Yeah.
and sharks.
You know how they're stopping the rhino situation?
How?
They're dyeing rhinos horns pink with the same dye that you use to dye money. This has no negative impact on the rhino's survivability or the horn or anything in the wild, but it makes them worthless to poachers.
Oh, damn. I actually even heard that for conservation efforts, they're actually like letting like game hunters like come in and hunt like certain like rhinos whatever, but specifically
Old
letting
ones.
them, yeah, old ones or ones that are causing like issues or whatnot.
Yeah.
And since they pay a lot of money, yeah, one old rhino's dead, which is kind of
But we've
sad,
gotten a
but
bunch of money towards animal conservation.
yeah, which I think that's a good thing. Though I do not like the method, it's probably the best we've got because let's face
It's
it,
similar
I
to how, like,
mean,
people hate deer hunting, but deer hunting does in fact help deer survive. Because
yeah,
the money
so
goes
I
towards,
learned
like,
this,
wildlife protection stuff, but it also,
yeah,
like, keeps their population from getting out of control.
yeah, because the thing with, I learned this in biology with, so when it comes to like keeping animals in check through hunting, if you hunt for like pure sport and you specifically do it for like rare animals that are like dying because you're some dipshit, then you know you're a dipshit. But
Oh,
like
or never mind.
for people hunting like generic deer and stuff, like I learned in biology that when a certain population gets too high, the ecosystem will kind of destabilize. So deer, for example, if you take away all like their predators and you leave only the deer, then they're gonna overeat the vegetation and in
Yeah.
turn affect everything that is connected to that
Yeah, like,
vegetation.
the reason we even need deer hunting season is actually because, like, way back when we were expanding west, the government started to, like, wolves are a problem for ranchers. So the government was like, hey, we'll pay you, like, $30 for every dead wolf you bring us. And it was
Oh, thirty
widely
dollars like
successful
big back then.
in killing wolves. But the
Uh-huh.
problem was that it was really successful in killing wolves, and wolves were like the only predator in a majority of the center of America.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And on the other hand, you have people who hunt like they specifically hunt rare animals.
Yeah, and they can just go get fucked.
Yeah, I like if you hunt something that's like common every day, though I feel bad for the deer, it was gonna get eaten by wolves anyway, so it's like I don't feel as bad. But if you're hunting like tigers, first of all, how do you even go about doing it? Second of all, it's no, that's just wrong. And then of course, then there's pandas. Like I think they're adorable, but at the same time, I can kind of understand where people are coming from because pandas are not
They're
very,
genetic disasters.
yeah, like they're cute, but
Like pandas, evolutionary. The only reason they're alive is because ancient emperors thought they were funny and cute. They should have died off
mm,
centuries ago.
yeah, like isn't it because like one their fur pattern like stands out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they evolved to only eat bamboo, and
Mm-hmm.
otherwise they can't do much.
And they also refuse to breed.
It's hard to make a case for pandas when they refuse to breed. Like, if you refuse to breed, then honey, I don't know how to help you.
They're like you. They need incredibly specific conditions to be willing to get down and dirty.
Wow, calling me out like that, but like, and then like polar bears on the other hand, like they're very, they're made for their environment.
Oh
But
god. Actually, do you want to
yeah,
hear a terrifying polar bear thing?
what?
So, due to like melting ice caps and all of that, polar
Mhm.
bears are moving further and further south and have begun breeding with grizzly bears, creating a new breed
Oh,
of
I don't
basically
like that.
super bear.
Bro, Canada is not gonna have a fun time.
Yee.
Like, uh, and when that happens, people are gonna start hunting them, and like, uh, I feel bad because
For
like,
context, have you seen how
yeah,
big a polar bear actually is?
I don't want to know because
They're
I'm
bigger
pretty
than
sure
a
they're pretty.
moose.
Oh, oh,
And
that's
so, like,
big.
these new bears popping up are bigger than or, I mean, they're as big as polar bears and has, like, strong and aggressive as the grizzly.
Oh yeah.
By the way,
Oh,
classic
that's
always or thing that I always have to say: take everything I say with a grain of salt. I could be talking out my ass and spreading
okay.
misinformation
Hold
unintentionally.
on, hold on. Let me go. Let me go look. Polar bears breeding with grizzly bears. Okay, hold on. Polar bears moving south. And even if they aren't breeding with grizzly bears, the fact that they're moving further south is still a
Concerning
problem
about environmental stuff.
because introducing a new predator to an ecosystem can have disastrous effects. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's the whole invasive species thing, and there are a lot of examples of how an invasive species can completely fuck over an ecosystem because all the animals in a set ecosystem work together not out of they're sentient enough to want to work together, but
But because
because
they've, over the course of thousands of years, they've just naturally
they
fallen into niches.
they've evolved into those things. But when you introduce a new species, and that species can do one species niche but better, and that species gets removed because they can't compete with the stronger invasive species, that starts causing problems because that animal could have done something very specific, but now they're gone.
Mm-hmm. And the new thing
And
that
because
replaced it doesn't do that same thing necessarily.
and all the things that depended on the old one are now in trouble.
It's just,
And hello,
What?
oh, hey, Sleepy.
hey Sleepy. We're talking about environmental stuff because it's cool and interesting. And now I'm going to talk about how frogs are facing a pandemic of their own because of a fungus called chytrid. So
They're
basically,
turning the
you know
Turning the
how
frogs
freaking
gay.
frogs
frogs gay.
uh
Sorry.
no, that so you know how frog skin is moist and
Ooh,
can absorb water and they kind of breathe through it?
my
Hot.
dick moist too.
Well, chytrid directly affects that skin so much so that a frog infected with it will their skin basically starts falling off. You can scrape it off
Oh
of
no.
them.
Scrape off my dick.
And chytrid, for whatever reason, is all around the world and it's decimating frog habitats left and right. On one hand, amphibians have evolved a very specific style of how they work.
Existence.
Yeah, and unfortunately, in the modern world, it's kind of not working out because due to climate change and their habitats changing, along with like water becoming more acidic due to acid rain, that that's gonna mess with the frogs too. But at the same time, I like having frogs around. Keeping mosquitoes at bay, cause like
Man, Arm
I
will
don't like.
cry if she finds out the frogs are dying.
Oh, like there's a lot of things that are dying, but at the same time, there are things that are starting to adapt to climate change, but whether or not it's a welcome thing is up for debate because, like, some species who were in check before, but because of climate change, they can thrive in certain environments even better.
Yeah, like algae is now like doing
Dude, algae's
fantastic.
fucking everywhere.
But like algae's
Yeah,
growing even more than it used to, and it's like problematic how well it's growing. Because what it's doing is
yeah,
it's massively increasing the oxygen content in water, which is killing off animals.
yeah, and also it kind of blocks out like the bottom, which
Mm-hmm.
the plants on the bottom, they're gonna die, and then the animals that were eating those plants, they die too. And so then you just have these like lakes full of like they're just empty and quiet, and it's like, what the heck? What was the president that was big on like preservation? Like, was it Teddy Roosevelt?
I know
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt. The teddy bear came about because of Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, he also he
Yeah,
also he's the one that made the national parks.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
weird because he's also the guy who went and hunted elephants and rhinos in Africa. So he's,
Well,
you know, you give a little, take a little.
I want to know what he'd do if he had like the knowledge of like human impact on wildlife that we have like
Oh, you know
today.
he'd be like hugely environmentalist. Like at least I feel
Oh
like he would
yeah,
be.
yeah. I
The
feel
next thing is
like
going to be a fighting type Togepi, by the way.
thanks, but like what's it called? Oh yeah, there's also the whole bit of bees kind of dying.
Yeah.
I don't remember quite why, but I think there's several factors ranging from
One is a parasite, another one is like smoke in the
yeah,
atmosphere, flowers becoming less abundant. And like the
yeah,
problem is bees, they're not the sole pollinator, but they're the top pollinator in the world. Also real quick,
yeah.
uh it will clench
Why?
it will clench the appendage on its head like a giant fist and then dive at its opponents to attack them.
It
Can,
looks
can you
terrifying.
guess
It's
the
so dirty.
ingredients?
Well, it's
oh, you go
Togepi,
look
and
extreme, huh?
it looks like Togepi and one of the Hitmons.
Yay.
Hitmon.
Yeah, but
You're not watching the
I
stream, Sleepy?
No.
Then what are you
Sex
even
my
doing
girlfriend.
here? I'm kidding.
Suck my dick.
Although
also heard
Loki, you're gonna struggle
something.
to comment on what's relevant. Well,
Sorry,
sometimes. Not
what's
all.
relevant to what we're talking about? So,
I'm just saying some of what's relevant. If we ever start talking about what I'm
Uh,
drawing.
so
well, I'm
I
opening it
also
now, Gary.
heard something about like the. This is something that also needs to be taken with a grain of salt, but I remember learning about how flowers are kind of like, or just blooming out of season, if you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
due to climate change and things shifting around.
Yeah, and that causes all sorts of problems. Like, the problem isn't per se the climate is changing, because the climate of the world is always changing, has been for 1,000 years. The problem is it's
Yeah.
changing faster than nature can adapt due to human
Yeah.
interference.
Yeah. And that's where like the problem lies. And like, people say, oh, the young generation is always gonna be the one that leads change. Like, we got some nihilistic motherfuckers. Like I have had people in my class legit just be like not in my biology class. Like if there was kids that had this train of thought in my bio class, like my teacher would probably would have flipped her shit because like she's very pro-environmental because, you know, biologists, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there were kids that were like, it's not gonna be our problem. Like, no, it is
Bro, I'm
your
about to make it
problem.
your fucking problem.
Like,
That's the
hello?
mentality I hate. It's like, oh, I'll be dead before it's a problem, so it doesn't matter.
That's an older generation.
There's
You're
a lot of
gonna be
people in our
dead
generation
because
with
of
that
it.
mentality, though.
Yeah, and I I really do not like people who, I guess, force their sense of self-defeating philosophy on other people, where it's like, what's the point? Like, shut your fucking. That's not. Is that even goth or emo? Like, which one is it? Like,
Nihilistic?
I don't know, but like either way, it pisses me off because like I'm a person who kind of believes that we can change things, but the whole bit of people just acting like you can't just because you've settled into this ideology that you can't do nothing, and now you're spreading it because I don't know, you got like daddy issues or some shit.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry, I went on a whole rant, but like I, that kind of philosophy is something that really makes me mad above all else because I understand that there are times when I do a lot of like say self-defeating things and shit on myself like I'm a porta potty, but
Huh?
but like
Have you
but
ever
like
shat in a porta potty, man?
no,
Okay, good.
but like
It's a pretty fun experience. Try it.
no.
All that
Anyway,
blue sludge.
no. Anyway, but like I still think that like there's a lot of things in life that are worth fighting for.
What are we even fighting for? I'm
Cause
sorry.
like I want to be able to like adopt a kid, right? Even though I hate kids, I want like a quiet kid. But you know, I'll take a loud one as long as I can have good conversations with it. I'm really calling it because I don't know what gender they'll be. So, but like if I adopt a kid, I want them to be able to experience the earth that I saw. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is with the whole climate change bit, yeah, people used to say global warming, but now we call it climate change because
Because people kept misinterpreting global warming as, it's snowing! It's snowing, so you're wrong!
yeah, and it's
That's exactly what they sounded
like
like too.
like the,
It's
the the
snowing.
temperature like the reason it's concerning is because it's intensifying weather. Like we've all seen how hurricanes have been like just growing increasingly more intense as the years go by, and like
It's a quick thing. My parents are some of the
yeah.
people who are like, it's snowing, so you're wrong. And like you tell them, it's like, well, that's why they use climate. And they're like, oh, they keep changing the terms to confuse people. It's like, no, they're changing it because people keep misinterpreting what it means.
Yeah, like when these hurricanes intensify, like that causes billions of dollars of damage to the entire like southeast coast of the United States for like every year it's basically just people losing their homes, and then you're gonna rebuild it, and then it's gonna be gone again in like the next year or so. And even if the hurricane passes over you, again, next couple of years just comes back. And like the people who are in those like islands that are near Central America, I feel really bad for them because like
I especially feel
they
bad for I think, is it Puerto Rico, the one that's like off the edge of the Caribbean, that's like rectangular shaped? Not Puerto Rico. No, what is it?
No, I think it is
God.
Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah, it is
Hold
Puerto
on.
Rico.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Let me go.
Cause they've
'Cause I
been
know.
vying to be a U.S. state for years. Cause we basically have for years been controlling their trade law. Like we
Yeah.
rolled in years and years ago, took control of their trade law, and we're like, no, you do this. And they're
Yeah.
like, well, can we at least be a state? No, because then we have to give you rights.
Oh. Also, let's not get too much into politics. But,
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I feel really bad for them because they're like they're always the ones on like a direct path for the hurricane.
Also, next one is going to be a water fairy, Carlia? Saying that one's name is hard, because I'm stupid.
Earlier.
It's one of the legendaries from Sinnoh.
Never mind. I'm dumb.
Oh no, I'm stupid. It's not the legendary from Sinnoh. That's one of the pieces I used in. It's the second form of Gardevoir.
Yeah, Curlia.
Okay, Curlia.
I was confused for a second because
Wait, that's what it's called?
Yeah, Curlia. What do you think it was called?
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know it had a name.
I don't
It
know.
goes Ralph. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce so many of these because I didn't watch the anime. They often
I know
gather around.
Gardevoir and Ralts, but I didn't know there was like that other one.
They often gather
Ralts?
around small ponds to find mates, which. Oh wait, hold on. I just realized I copied the wrong part. Hold on, that's just the Curlia. Hang on, let me get the. Let me get the.
Get that. Bow, bow, bow.
There you go.
Get that. Bow, bow, bow.
Anyway, they often gather around small ponds to find mates with which to breed. The ponds they gather around are known to have healing properties after they leave.
Ooh. They look really pretty, by the way.
You look really pretty.
No. Anyway, so like.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
No.
Yay!
That's the sound you make when you're like kissing a puppy that's like being cute while it has like a derpy face and it doesn't know where he is.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
why'd you just describe yourself?
Anyway, so like, let's go.
Oh yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
This is gonna make no sense for an intro, guys. I've made a new meme. I'm gonna throw it at you guys in the recording room.
Okay.
It is a
Also,
server meme.
Pathetic.
Did you guys see the one I made in art gallery?
Oh god, what is it?
Ooh.
Oh my god. These are things that the people on stream are never gonna see. I feel bad.
Oh, that must suck for them. There's 2 people here.
Which is you guys. But it's also gonna get uploaded to YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Well, that sucks for them.
But as I was saying about environmental disasters, so you guys know Agent Orange?
Yeah.
What if I told you no?
It was a pesticide that they used in the
Oh
Vietnam
god, yeah,
War.
no, sorry. I thought you were talking about like an actual person.
Oh my god. They used it in the Vietnam War to basically kill the jungles so that the Vietnamese could not do guerrilla warfare. But it kind of had a side effect.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna throw this out there. I mentioned where I'm getting my normal sprites. This is a thing that ARM linked to me. This is where I'm getting sprite versions of the newest generation. Or the newer generations. Oh god. Let me get that smaller. This is the link to it. That's not the full link. Why did it not copy the full link?
So, how many more Pokemon until you can, like...
Less than 10.
Take my request. I want to see you create, like, Ultimate Lord Helix, and then, like, a combination of my 2 favorite Pokemon.
This is the link to where I'm going to get any sprites for Pokemon from a low line forward. So, Everybody wants to write that out, go ahead. When I put the YouTube video version up, I'll put that link in the description. If I remember to. I'll try to remember to. And this
sorry.
Ryombi is from Princess of Music. Is the person who made it. The Ryombi I'm about to grab. Just throwing that out there for everyone.
Yeah. I don't mean to, like, be rude, but, like, may I continue?
Oh yeah, sorry. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah, that's fair. But Agent Orange had a side effect of that when the U.S. kind of put Agent Orange over Vietnam, they did
We're
it by
talking about
air.
Agent Orange while doing fucking Pokemon sprite work. So, continue.
Solid conversation.
Continue, I just realized how funny that is.
But, so because they sprayed it over Vietnamese land, that meant that it would end up going into the ground. And when a chemical goes into the ground, it doesn't go away. Plants will absorb that shit. And people living like that are farming or like drinking that depend on the water from those regions, that gets into their bodies too. And that has caused a whole lot of birth defects with Vietnamese children, which I don't want to look up those pictures because, like, they terrify me because if I had been born and raised in Vietnam, then that could have been me. Because, like, Vietnam was in, like, what, the 70s?
Mm-hmm.
And then my parents had me, like, in 2001. That's, like, 30 years later. Like, chemicals will last and circulate for a long time. And, what's it called? Oh my god. Another thing regarding toxins is like, say you put like a toxin onto your farm and like
Real quick, on this
yeah.
topic, I'm just gonna throw out Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water and people aren't talking about that. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. But so say you have um say you've bombed the land with like pesticides and there's a bunch of plants who have it. Say an insect eats that. Now the insect has it in their body. Now a bird no, say like a mouse comes by to eat that insect. I know, well, I imagine mice, you know, they might eat some insects, but just for this example, say a mouse eats that insect. Because mice are bigger than insects, they have to eat more, which means because they have to eat more of that, they have more toxins in their body. And now let's say a bird comes by to eat that mouse, but because birds are predators and they've spec'd specifically into hunting other animals, they need a lot of energy to keep that up. And to do so, they have to eat a lot, which means they have to eat a lot of mice who have already built up a shit ton of toxins in their bodies. Now these birds are building up a ton in their own bodies as well. So what happens? They die. like, and if they don't die, you know, they get fucked up. It's great learning about how terrible pesticides are for the environment.
Depending on
I
the
mean, I live in the
pesticide.
South, so I kind of have the same problem.
That's why they're like coming out with better and better pesticides, but like,
Yeah.
and
There's
the
also
problem is
certain
getting those to be picked up and used.
yeah. There's also other like solutions that are more like eco-friendly. Like today I was watching a PBS video on that channel Deep Look, which I'd highly recommend you guys look at it because it's shown me a lot of cool things. But basically
I'm gonna take a
there's
deep look
these
if you know what I'm saying. Sorry.
no. Anyway, there's these mites that will feed on vegetation from like on like a farm, right? When they do so, the leaves of that plant will start becoming like shriveled up. They look rusty, and they put those mites will put like little webs on them. And when a plant loses its leaves, it kind of can't photosynthesize, so it dies. And this is a huge problem for farmers. They could spray it with pesticides, but there's another solution that some farmers are using where they bring in another mite that's like bright red, and they just drop it all over the field. And this mite, it's a carnivore, so it's not going to attack the plant because it's a carnivore. It only eats other mite. And so when they do that, one, that gets rid of like the pest problem, and two, they didn't have to use pesticides, which reduces the impact on the environment.
Fight nature with nature. Go biopunk on their asses.
Yeah, and the reason the mites that they're using to like kill off these other mites isn't like harmful to the ecosystem or whatever is because when they eat all of the problematic ones, they don't have anything left, so they kind of just die. Um, so it's kind of
I'm jealous. They just die? God, so jealous.
not bad. Anyway, but like, what's it called? Like, there are pros and cons, of course, to like fighting nature with nature because there's some things you just can't fight with nature because of the risk of, um, invasive species. If you can do it, then by all means do it. But I can understand why they have to use pesticides. However, I really wish that like whenever something cool that's like super environmental friendly comes out, I wish it wasn't as expensive. Like I understand that, it's a new thing so it has to be expensive, but like
Mm,
when stuff like that happens, that cements people's ideas that saving the environment is too expensive, and by the time it becomes like cheap, it's already
people,
too late because
yeah.
yeah, people don't still think that it's not a good idea because it's going to be too expensive. And like on one hand, some people are too selfish, but on the other hand, there are people who are they're just trying to make a living, and like even if they did want to help the environment, they can't. However, like there's also the whole thought process of like due to I guess human nature, they kind of just go like, oh, doing environmental stuff would threaten my livelihood, therefore it's bad. Therefore I should oppose it. When you know, it, if people could just be a little more nuanced, that'd be great. But unfortunately, that's kind of not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just took your stream about making Pixelmon into a very, very, very depressing direction. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. A pep. I mean, it's just chilling and talking about whatever we talk about. If that's what comes about as the conversation topic, that's what the conversation topic is, you know?
You know, I've been thinking about like making a pap emote and
Uh,
featuring myself because I say it a lot and it's said a lot to me. So like, also because I want to have my own emote. Yeah.
I still want to get Veneer to do Pogger's face for our Discord server.
that'd be, oh my god. Like, I can see it too, that'd be perfect.
The veneer pog.
Veneer Pog. I love it.
But
Fucking 12 for life, man.
So to like, so to like, get away from the depressing environmental stuff for a bit. I have a question for you two.
Oh no.
40%.
If you lived in the world
0%.
of My Hero Academia, what quirk would you want to be as your thing?
Oh,
God,
God.
like literally, you can be anything. Like it's
Copy
kind of
other people's quirks.
to
Being
what
God.
extent?
Being God.
Yeah.
Like, there's no cap on what a quirk is. Like, there's so much crazy shit. Like, what are our
Yeah,
limitations here?
they always have some sort of like drawback aside from like
Like, you have a
the
guy that can literally manipulate matter around him.
yeah
Wait.
ex-
Who?
overhaul. But his whole bit is
That's fair.
yeah, he can only do it with his hands, which that's kind of that's not
He's still terrifyingly strong.
Oh yeah.
yeah
But he's also if I remember right, he's also like kind of fucked up. He's a clean freak to the point where like if
Yeah, but that has
anything.
nothing to do with his quirk. That's just him
Oh
being a
yeah, I
weirdo.
know. I know, but
yeah,
like
but like
literally like he like breaks out and shit if anything touches him.
okay, but like if you have like I guess I should like be more specific on this like the
Alright,
quirk.
real
Like
quick.
if you had a yeah
This one is Lexios. Known as the Formless One, it is capable of changing its shape to serve any purpose. Many professors question if this is even its true form. It's a.
That's cool as fuck.
Can you guess what it's made out of?
Arion Deoxys.
Yeah.
And
Is there another one? Luxios.
nope, it's made out of two things.
Yeah. Lucario and Deoxys.
You said Luxios.
Yeah, because that's what you called it, right?
Oh, yeah, its name is
There's a-
Luxios.
Yeah.
You know, I was
like,
asking
that's
what it
what
was
you-
made out of.
There's actually a Pokemon already named Luxio, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like it's the angry
I think it's one of the evolved. I think it's one of the evolved forms of Shinx, right?
it's the second evolution for Shinx. So it's Shinx, Luxio, Luxray.
Listen,
Yeah, no, yeah,
It's
Lexio.
It's okay, boy. It's
can't
okay.
you can't do me like this.
You gotta rename it, motherfucker.
It's
That's okay. Listen, it doesn't matter because I don't give them names anymore.
You just did though.
Yeah, I was just reading its old name.
Mm.
For quirks, there are a wide range. Usually, they have some sort of drawback, although some drawbacks are very minuscule compared to like the effect of the quirk. Like
I mean,
Aizawa,
When I watched it and I came up with this would be a cool character concept, what I came up with was Silver Star. He can create like energy fields shaped like stars from a marking on his shoulder. So he grabs the shoulder and he just throws it out and they can like take on like varying sizes, but the bigger it is, the more energy it takes out of him.
okay, that sounds like a very solid quirk, and I know that like Todoroki's quirk being half hot and half cold, the only limitation is like by using only one side, like say he constantly uses his ice side,
He'll freeze himself over.
yeah, but his other he can just regulate it with his
Yeah.
other side, the fire side. Like the moment he learns how to like use both of them at once,
So
he's
he
gonna
always
be a
knew
pretty
how to, he just
formidable foe.
refused to.
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't know how to. You can
Yeah.
see in when they first meet the tornado motherfucker when they're doing that bit, and him and the tornado motherfucker get hit by the orca dude, even while he's on the ground. While he's doing the fire, he pulls up a wall of ice. Like he knows how to do it both. It's just part of it's mental block, part of it he just needs to get used to it.
Yeah. And then
And he hates his
Tokoyami,
dad.
his quirk.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that's
yeah,
fair.
that
His dad's a
too.
piece of shit.
I mean, who
Yeah,
doesn't hate their dad
Tokoyami's-
because of a a life full of childhood abuse?
I don't know.
being bred to basically be the perfect hero.
Eugenics.
Anyway, so Tokoyami's quirk is pretty solid because like he basically has a shadow monster inside of him, and like while yes, light will make it weaker and darkness will, make it stronger. On one hand, the if he's not in control of his emotions and it's dark out, his shadow monster will basically go berserk and he won't be able to control it.
By the way,
But
that
on the
power is
other hand,
absolutely terrifying.
What's absolutely
yeah,
terrifying?
Tokiyami's quirk.
Oh yeah. Also, I bet
yeah.
you want to
Shadow
do the
Boy.
do with that bird, don't you? Furry boy's head. I'm kidding.
First of all, he's an underage character.
Oh, I
Second
didn't
of
know
all,
that.
Well,
yeah,
they're in high school.
yeah, like the only character from My Hero I'd want to do is Aizawa, but he's like
God,
30.
that makes me
So.
go. Arm was showing me these videos of these YouTubers, and like they were talking. Only one person in their studio watched anime, so they were showing them My Hero Academia's characters, asking them to rank them, and they get to one of them. He's like, like the frog girl. He starts saying, he's like, she's pretty nice. He's like, these are all high school students. He's like, never mind.
Uh,
Why would you do that to someone? That's so mean.
Well, no, because like she had said it was My Hero Academia. He just didn't think about it. Like he's just supposed to be
Oh.
ranking like their aesthetic design, but then he started making comments. He's like, they're in high school, and he's like, never mind.
Oh no. Like
God.
I love Tokoyami though. He is adorable. But anyway, like one thing he can do with his quirk, so using Dark Shadow, like he can move with it, but otherwise
My parents love
he's-
that show.
Oh.
Dark
But-
Shadow. It's a joke.
But
Look it
but
up, you
Dark
heathens.
Shadow is hello. Hey Vegas.
Hi.
So the thing with
Hi.
Dark Shadow, since it comes out of his body, it basically has omnidirectional movement and it can like extend pretty far from him. So Tokoyami's quirk basically allows him to, as long as he doesn't engage in close combat, he is basically he has pretty solid defense and offense. However, if you get up close to him, like a lot of the other guys in Class 1A, they're pretty like muscular and fit. Tokoyami is like a twig, and
Like
so yeah, and so when you get up close to him, he kind of shits himself because he kind of can't
Like me.
fight you. However, later on, he developed a move where he basically just covered himself with his dark shadow. So then that basically negated his one weakness. And like there's quirks like Todoroki and Tokiyami, which they're really strong with the drawbacks aren't as bad as you might think, although Tokuyami's is kind of a double-edged sword. And then Aizawa, as long as he's looking at someone, he can erase their quirk, which, he can't blink while he's doing it, but
Who needs
otherwise,
to
yeah, like,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, erasing a quirk is, something very powerful. The only quirks he can't, erase are the ones that change your body on, like,
Integration type ones. Like, you can't stop Suze because, she's a frog.
yeah.
blink?
Listen,
so-
I feel like I'm just, like, sliding in here imposter style. Like, wait a second, weren't there
Slide
only
in
4
and
of us?
talk with us. Like, I want to
Bro.
know, if you were a character in the My Hero world, what would your quirk be? I want to know.
I've
like,
been on this train, buddy. That's
Chugga,
the
chugga,
thing.
chugga, 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 chugga.
I remember, like, way back in freshman year, I was like,
Yeah.
I was into My Hero. I got Rodaitis
Yeah.
and I think, one of our other friends.
God, I always
into
forget
it.
how
Mhm.
tiny you guys are.
And it was, and then, like, I remember, like, mentioning it once to you or something, and you were not feeling it. And
Yeah.
I'm just over here like, bro, never mind.
I
then.
wish
Get
I had
out of
gotten
here."
into it sooner. I've
Yeah,
been
must,
missing
uh,
out because
Yeah, buddy.
I was very much like, I don't know. I don't know if it seems like my thing. This is very much my thing. Like, holy. I think what you guys
Yeah.
could. Oh wait, but back then I wasn't like as much of a
Don't
furry
fault
yet.
don't fault us for our for you missing
No,
out,
no, no, no,
buddy.
no, no,
That's
no,
on you.
no. Listen, if I had been as much of a furry back then as I was now, you guys probably could have convinced me by just sending Tokoyami my way.
I'm gonna say this now. I'm like, okay.
Okay, but
If
you
you
didn't
want.
you didn't answer the question. What would your quirk be, boy?
I already made one way back when.
Is it the thing
It's
where you can like harden and soften shit?
yeah, like for me,
Harder than this dick.
Man,
jeez.
My God.
You
back
knew
in
it
the
was coming.
day
Not
I'm
even
so
when that
close.
show
predictable. You
first
knew
started.
it was coming.
When that show first
Okay,
started
thank
airing,
you.
I saw somebody who made a really good fan creation of a Swiss foreign exchange student. Their quirk was Swiss Army knife, with their arms and legs could turn into any tool. And I'm just like, that was cool. That, like I remember seeing that. I wish I could find the person who made it again to give them proper credit. It was just a really neat idea.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you. Dang, I'm already hopped into this and I'm already being interrupted. Hearts sunk.
Sleep. Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
almost called you sleepy, damn
Yeah, exactly. I ain't even mad because I already know how it is.
it. Okay, but
It's just how it is. It's just how it is.
but like the integration type ones are kind of interesting to me because
I literally didn't even get to explain mine. Okay.
honestly,
Sleepy made a penis joke and no one and
literally
then
like
Ulrich started talking about about the one that he
literally
saw.
gave me like so much time to speak. I'm sorry, continue.
Nah, I ain't even gonna do it now. I ain't even gonna do it. Y'all
Alright,
missed your
cool.
chance.
So anyway,
Y'all missed your chance.
Penis joke.
my quirk, I'd probably
Penis joke.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd probably
Penis
I'd,
joke.
I'd probably do the quirk that I sent Broditis for his thing, which was just basically lightning control.
Okay. What was the
Just 'cause
drawback for yours?
it was sort of similar to Todoroki's, or sorry, to the other electric dude.
It's just meant to be like no drawback. My
Kaminari?
character's just badass
Yeah,
because
that's
every
his name.
character I make is just badass.
That too high of a voltage was would obviously
Like
fuck me up.
it would like paralyze you, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't make me stupid, it'd paralyze me. But also the idea was that my parents really hated or like quirks. They hate like they were part of a faction that absolutely hated quirks. Were really anti-quirk, and therefore I never got to use or practice my power. And then I was able to for whatever reason, I forgot why. And so, I applied for UA. So I have shit control. And so instead of like concentrated, it's just basically like a blast of lightning.
And
Just
I started
everywhere.
blasting.
Yeah. So absolutely shit for control.
See, the thing about like whenever I create a character in anything, I don't give them like a clear kryptonite.
You're sort of cutting out a little.
You're very
Oh.
quiet and cutting out, buddy.
Ah, ah. Can you hear me now?
Give us a
Somewhat
hop-up.
better. No, we do not. Bum, bum, ba-dum.
Oh.
Bum, bum,
Hear me
ba-da-dum,
now?
bum, bum, ba-dum.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes,
Good.
you do.
Okay.
Hear you better.
Okay, cool. So, what I always do with my stupid characters when I don't give them like a clear kryptonite, I always give them like I basically do. Okay, so let's make them like just a weird generalist, I guess. Or if they do focus into something, they're not the best of the best at it. They're okay. Or I give them the quirk of being squishy, or not the quirk, the weak.
You cut out again, my guy.
I was whispering about how I just want someone to end me.
Oh,
Okay.
no, don't.
No
Anyway.
thanks.
Anyway, but
No, don't dye your dick too big.
We both
My-
know that's a lie.
I
You seen his dick before?
wouldn't be surprised.
I know enough about bodily proportions that he. Nah, it's fine.
Damn.
The dick
Would
isn't
you
always.
want to continue with that sentence?
The dick isn't always
Statistically-
proportional.
It's statistically improbable.
Fun fact: if you get skinnier people, actually do have bigger penises than chubbier people, because as you gain weight, your weight like sort of. Your weight just sort of
Olyrik,
envelops
I
your
was in
PP.
anatomy, but I don't need to hear you talk about your body, man.
Get fucked.
anyway, but
Get fucked.
as I was saying,
Bitch,
my
I'm
hero
twink.
my hero has made me think a lot more about
Oh yeah,
giving.
hang on, real quick. The
drawback.
next one I'm starting right now is Rosewood. They appear to aid forest Pokemon in need. Because of this, they are often referred to as heroes of the wood. Do you have any theories on what he's made out of? Do I already have him on here?
The Rose, whatever that Rose Pokemon in
Roserade.
Suguro, right? Yeah.
Yay.
Rosewood sounds like the type of dick you get on a honeymoon.
It's the kind of dick you want to get on a honeymoon.
Yeah, but I don't have a husbando, so like that's
Listen, I'll
never
be
gonna
your
happen.
husbando.
You have Arma. Stop. This is not the
This
corner.
week.
This is not the corner. Slide.
Bro. I'm playing RimWorld in the background.
I'm gonna rim your
so
world.
I'm not...
Oh, Vicus, you should
And-
check out a game. It's like RimWorld, except it's based off of Chinese mythology. It's got a kind of a dumb name, but I think it's called Ultimate Cultivation Simulator. It's
No, I didn't
RimWorld,
expect it
but
to
like
be that dumb.
I know, right? Like that's such a dumb fucking
Ultimate
name.
Cultivation Simulator.
Yeah. But basically, you build up your sec, you cultivate, expand. It, from what I understand, if I remember right, it doesn't have a limited map. You just slowly explore more and more. It's pretty cool. I played a little bit, but only the tutorial. Huh?
You're still having
Eric
connection
and
problems, Zed.
Yeah, buddy.
No, I'm just speaking really quietly.
Okay.
Speak up then.
Listen.
Speak up, I don't speak bottom.
Yeah, man. I gotta hear your voice.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you
Oh,
speak thug.
God, I have such venom today. I'm so sorry.
You always
What's
have
the
been on
difference from other
Don't
days?
worry.
You know, it's
Don't worry. I'll.
when Vicus is around, my brain turns off. When Sleepy's around, I'm filled with fucking venom.
And that's all you be.
There's no...
I
there's no
go
truth to
chameleon on
you.
people around me. That's what it is.
Oh.
Okay, buddy.
I just realized I had an insult made to Vicus with that one. I'm sorry.
No,
Like
it's
you said,
fine,
when
I
you're around me,
understand.
you just get really venomous.
No, you're always venomous, man.
Hold on. I have something. I have something that will it's kind of funny, but it's also not.
Smokely?
Your face?
Smokely?
Yo.
Is that the
Yes.
joke?
No, I'm playing RimWorld, just
I
like to
know.
interrupt some.
Ollie
slightly.
looks like this right now.
Dude, man is a
Nice.
snake.
What do I
He's
look
a
like?
snake.
Hold
You're
on.
a snake.
What do I?
Actually, actual snake.
And here I
Is
thought
you-
I was the one in House Slytherin.
All right, hang on. Let me post this in chat so everyone knows.
Oh wait.
What?
Wait. It's from a mobile game, and I don't know if like they're
Alright,
gonna.
We're
for
not
the
gonna get
viewers.
copyright claimed for showing a picture from a game.
Yeah.
Okay, in
This
that
is
case,
not matter.
I'm
is
gonna
me.
at least like credit the art. Okay, like where it's
Okay.
from.
Okay, buddy.
But anyway, this is a variant of a Shikigami from the mobile game Amyoji, made by Native Games, and it's a special version of her where it's an alt called Lovebound Kiyohime, and
Dang. I'm
she's
sorry I'm
based
missing a
on
fertile sword.
I'm love bound
Oh,
to Orm.
but
We know.
so in Japanese folklore, Kiyohime was a girl who basically, as a young girl, a monk kind of said that told her that he'd like marry her when she was older, she kind of took that to heart a little too much, and then like she waited for him
Listen,
and
he just had
waited.
to keep saying, no, 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 older.
Oh, but because he never came back, or when he did come back, he kind of rejected her. She went off, and the thing about Japanese
Pop
folklore is
off.
when like people like harbor certain resentments into, just harbor them, it can transform them into a yokai, and Kiyohime turned into a serpent lady who trapped the monk under a bell and then breathed fire into it to kill him.
Pretty hot. Not gonna lie. I mean,
But
it's
like,
fire. It's gonna be pretty hot.
yeah. And then
Haha.
um
Funny.
and then there's another character from the game, Yao Bikuni, who is also based on a figure called Yao Bikuni from Japanese folklore. So you guys know about Japanese mermaids, right? Ninjas.
Mm-hmm.
They look kind of like they look more like monkeys with fish bodies, but that's besides the point. Basically, one day a fisherman
Return to
caught
monk.
a
Sorry.
strange fish, and he had all of his friends come over to like try it. But all the people were kind of like whispering, saying, yeah, that shit is probably cursed. We should throw it away." One dude who was drunk kind of brought it home with him, and because he was drunk and he wasn't thinking, his daughter was like, "Hey, you said you got a gift for me. I want a gift." And he was like, "Okay, here, have a fish." And
I don't know why
kind of,
my brain
yeah.
went like the moment you're like, cause he was drunk and he wasn't thinking. He fucked the fish. Cause I wouldn't put it past
You fucked that raw chicken breast, didn't you?
I wouldn't put it past old folklore to have a story like that.
You fucked that raw chicken
You're
breast,
right,
didn't you?
though. But anyway, the girl ate the fish, and she did grow up, but once she hit like the peak age, she didn't stop aging after that, and she never got sick, and she basically, became immortal. And
Lesson:
she
eat rotten fish.
she kind of became like a Buddhist nun, and traveled around the countryside. But eventually, after like 800 or so years, she just took her own life. You know, being
As you do.
immortal, yeah, being immortal can kind of be sucky. But talking about Onmyoji makes me want to like run Chalice of the Moon Empress again.
Honk. Take it back.
Maybe we can actually do some more ideas of Edo Japan,
Yeah,
which I
although
think would be sick.
You guys
Although
have the same
this-
problem I have, where you keep making tabletop campaigns and then not doing them.
The thing
Yeah,
is, my
yeah.
things are actually coming into fruition. With
He
like,
says.
yeah, because I
Don't
have a
shit on
plan.
Vegas like that.
Yeah, I'm like
Oh,
you,
sweet.
who's had Fallout for like longer than me.
God,
Yeah.
it's just,
You
it's
changed the
so...
system. Calling the kettle black here.
I know I'm calling the kettle black. That's why I said you guys are like me when I started this. The Fallout thing I'm
Alright.
working at, it's just like,
Yeah,
God, there's
you're
so
working
much.
on it. You're working on it. Like you're working on your dry ass lips. Nah, don't try to lick them now. I did this
You
like
put
earlier.
Lick your lips now,
Face
you've been
on
caught.
Still.
Jeez. Ollie, are you okay?
I just don't even know. It's just fucking, look at your dry ass lips. Like, what the fuck?
Dry ass lips, banana.
I'm gonna have your
Anyway,
ass.
But like,
Go
don't
for
think
it.
I didn't like. Don't think I'm not gonna call you viewers out too.
but
Like I just didn't want to. I didn't want to pull your weave on air.
Pull your
I'll
weave
get
on
to
air.
y'all later.
the campaign.
You
I
say
wanna run.
more gay stuff than Zed.
Bitch, all
Get
of you say
fucked.
more gay stuff than me. Like,
Bro, that's just because I'm closeted. What are you talking about? What excuse do you have?
I'm only 40%
wait,
gay.
closeted how? Are you like actually gay or like? Oh wait, you're
I'm
bisexual. I
bi.
forgot about that.
I have not come out to my parents or
Well, you better hope they don't see the stream, dude. We're live. This all's going online. Remember,
I
they
don't watch Twitch.
think
There's
about what
only
y'all
3
said.
viewers, so we'll be fine.
Only gamers are here.
I'm sorry. That was mean. Don't worry. Your viewers are your friends who are watching this with you. Also because I like seeing your process of making these, because pixel art seems like a cool thing, but I don't think it's something I could ever get into because it seems very tedious.
Turtle.
Turtle. Where
Turtle.
is
He's a turtle dude.
Who's a turtle?
he? Teenage Mutant Needle Teedle.
Who's a turtle?
What do you do though? Sorry, I'm playing also Ultimate Cultivation Sim, and I've got a snake dude, a turtle dude, and a human.
Hold on. I want to see
No.
what this game is about now. But anyway, so I have several campaigns that I'd love to do when I come back from boot camp. One, my priority, Coven Guard, because it, it's my laundromat baby. I came up with it in
At some point, I think we should stream some campaigns.
Perhaps.
perhaps.
Okay.
I mean, I'd be kind of down with Coven Guard, but at the same time, I don't know if people are going to react well
think-
to my homebrew bullshit.
I think I want to stream Bronze Heart when I'm done making that.
Yeah.
I'm like y'all already know the one shot I'm doing. If it ends up becoming a campaign, is a different story. But I'm genuinely like down to just do whatever. You know what I mean?
Neat. But I also want to. So, Coven Guard is top priority, followed by Constellation Crusaders. Because I want to do magic girl stuff.
You got high con.
All this gets
Then-
very little context for anybody who's viewing this later on, by the way. You're just saying stuff.
Yeah.
Who, me or Sleepy?
No, I'm talking
Or
about
both.
you talking about campaigns. Nobody watching the
Yeah.
YouTube video is gonna know what these
No
are.
one knows.
That's okay. But, I mean,
Alright.
I could explain the concepts if you guys don't mind.
Go for it.
Content is
I
content.
don't mind that.
Okay, but so first off, Coven Guard is kind of basically an isekai world, but not, because we're not doing classic isekai tropes. It's just when people die and they didn't live a life that was very fulfilling, Coven Guard will pull them in and give them a second chance. That's it. Otherwise, it's a world made by 3 witches who kind of saw.
This is a D&D campaign, by the way, for context for people.
Yeah. They kind of saw how unjust gods were in their own world, so they were like, let's create our own world, and so they did. And then for whatever reason, they've since disappeared, but otherwise, Coven Guard is thriving. And that's as far as I'll go, because...
Oh, real quick, the next one's gonna be a fire-type muck.
That sounds disgusting.
Uh,
I hate that Pokemon
It's
so much.
basically a muck made out of lava. They have been known to reach temperatures of 1600 Celsius, hot enough to melt stone. So, here is what we're recreating.
Ooh.
Yo, you're amazing. Oh my god.
You're amazing too, Sleepy.
Mwah.
fourth
I love
person
all of you,
watching
even though you
us.
piss me off sometimes.
Who's the 4th person watching?
I only see 3.
Incapable of chef, smith, and firefight?
Tell
Wait,
me.
you're incapable of firefighting? Oh yeah,
I
because you're
should
afraid of fire.
make a bed for my character. That's a good idea, because
Oh yeah. I've been waiting on people to come to me to make their Star Wars character, and like nobody has ever replied to my pings.
I'm literally just out here ready to make it, like, ready. Cause my stuff is down. Cause I'm the Codium for that one.
The 4th person
As
is
many-
arm.
Hey, yeah, no, like nobody has responded to the pings, and I'm a little bit too busy.
Wait, I
to go
don't
out
think
of
I've
the way to
gotten
look
any
for anybody.
pings.
If you look in the Star Wars campaign, I pinged a few days.
Oh, sorry. I think I've had a little bit going on.
No. It's not just you, man. It's everybody.
Yeah, that's the issue with any campaign. That's the same reason I keep losing motivation on my campaigns. It's like I throw out pings to the players who are supposed to be in it, and then no one responds.
Honestly, though, that's the campaign killer right there.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like I might just go to doing one shots.
You know what, Sleepy? I'm about to be that player. I'm about to be DMN player.
And with the Star Wars,
Yes, sir.
I mean, sure. I
All
mean,
right.
not really. I don't know how that work.
Listen,
It's called
I
writing a
know
book.
for me, that's just actually me making a table for you and making different encounters, and you using that
Hey,
as a baseline.
perfect.
So the second campaign that I'd want to run when I get back is Constellation Crusaders, which is like my own little magical little thing. You're gonna travel through space and fight evil things, while the technology on any planet with like sentient life will probably be like futuristic, but then your technology will be powered by your star magic.
Mm-hmm.
Then third priority, maybe bringing back Child for the Moon Empress, but run in a different way, or trying to bring the occult campaign back. But
I was having fun with that one.
Yeah, I was enjoying it.
Hold on, sorry. I was reading something. Which one?
Occult.
occult.
Also, you want to describe what occult is for
Oh
the
yeah,
listeners? Also, there we go.
So
We have
I
fire
love the
type
call.
muck done.
Nice.
so the occult campaign at its core is basically, I was about to say persona, but kind of true. But basically, your character, for whatever reason, has gained this stone called a legend catalyst that lets you manifest a single like urban legend, cryptid, or folkloric like creature slash some heroes, and it's set in a city around like it's the high tech city. It's fictional and it's set between Japan and the US. And basically, after World War II, they didn't know what to do with this island, so they basically shared it. And so it's kind of had like a blend of cultures with, you see a lot of like cute mascots everywhere. They're on trains, they're the fast food restaurants.
Hold on, real quick. This next one.
Yeah.
Uh, let me get it in and read the description. Wiggly Maw. They give off a sweet scent and friendly demeanor to draw in prey before eating them whole. The jaw in their head will slowly digest its prey over the course of several days. Anybody else here into vor? Sorry, continue, Zed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway, um, but another thing with the occult campaign is the city on this island. There, it's not consistent, if you know what I mean. There's areas are like super like high tech, well developed. It's like being in New York or like Los Angeles or whatever like major metropolis you could think of. But then you have other places that aren't as developed, and so it looks a lot more like rural Japan. And like, to give you an idea of how underdeveloped it is, people kind of have um, given nicknames to both parts of the city. Sunnyside being like your tourist attraction. It's a place where all the like pretty anime backgrounds, like starry night sky and beautiful sunsets and giant fuck off malls with like teddy bears and schoolgirls or what. Because a lot of the people there still have to buy like
You cut
heaters
out a little
because,
bit.
huh?
You cut
I
out.
think that was just ignored because you didn't cut out for me at all.
Oh.
Oh,
Nah, it's just
Well, I mean,
like,
if it cuts out for
it'd
me,
be
that means you
weird.
cut out on the stream as well, though, so.
oh, okay.
No,
I'll
yeah.
re-explain. But cold side, basically, they are so underdeveloped that
Cold side being the
they,
opposite of sunny side.
yeah, it's very rural, and the people there are a lot more faithful and like superstitious than some of the city people are. But the city as a whole is very superstitious because it has had a long history of urban legends, originating from like World War II, and also at the height of like serial killers and the like being on the loose, this city had a lot of unsolved crimes before it was like
Uh-oh.
redeveloped by um, the more recent leaders.
I need
And
the sprite of this thing that's facing the other direction, but my sprite source doesn't have that.
oh
Uh-oh.
no, stinky.
Poopy.
Poo-poo.
Oh,
It-
do you need like a picture of the sprite from like when Mawile's like on your side of the?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see, I see.
But getting it, like, pulling it just from Google, it might not be good is the problem.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. But what's it called?
Like, I need
Because
a Mawile that's facing the camera.
um because because only one part of the city ended up getting
Oh,
developed,
here we go. I found it.
and because the cold side is still underdeveloped to this day, tensions start arising, and like, you know, the adult may, when the adults have these tensions on them, it might leak out. That gets passed down to the children, who now you've created this culture where a lot of the people on the cold side, they're underdeveloped and they don't have much. So unfortunately, many of the students there are delinquents because they also have to help out their parents on like the farms in the area, because they still do quite a bit of traditional farming because they can't afford like modern equipment. And so you have these kids that
Farms spur bullying. Solution. Outlaw farms.
you have these children who basically have to help out, which means they miss school. But the kids who still get to go to school anyway, they the quality of the education isn't that good either. Aside from like their sports team, like Cold Side has like really good sports, and there's a little section in between those two. It's kind of leaning towards like the sunny side, but it's not deep in where like all the wealth is. And so that place on the island, they've built a high school called Fairshore High School that kind of connects those two parts of the city.
I'll fair shore your high school.
What does that even mean? No. And so the hope is that it would encourage students to be like, understand each other, be friendly, while also giving opportunity for some cold side kids to basically get better jobs and help out their families. Which, that's the intention, but in practice, before they could build this high school, the gangs had already like arisen from both sides, with sunny siders looking down on cold siders and cold siders aggressively responding back. And that plays into the occult part because once urban legends and the like started manifesting in the city, at some point, some of these kids and gangs would get those on both sides. And as a result, they start having these supernatural fights in the background in order to like,
Yes,
know,
all natural
get
soup.
okay, but like, and like that does kind of set the precedent of like some kids maybe not returning home sometimes, or some kids going missing only to be found like days later with like lots of wounds on their body, barely alive because of it. And on top of that, you also have like urban, because the urban legends are manifesting normally, you also have that to worry about. The moment an online rumor goes crazy about like some serial killer, people have to start worrying about an actual serial killer. Luckily, you have all these occult people to like destroy them. Except if I ever run that again, I definitely need everyone who's in it to be like we're interested in the occult side, because like I can understand character development, but with
When they are
so many,
immediately regretting it hardcore from the gate, you have no way to start the story.
not only that, it was like half the people too. Like only one half was into it, the other half was like actively resisting it,
Yeah, like
and that
I'm still a little salty about back when I tried to start Bronze Heart, a campaign that was pitched as a steampunk cowboy campaign. A bunch of people set out they wanted to join. They're like, "Can I be a Viking? I want to be a samurai. Let me be a pirate." It's like, this is a cowboy campaign.
yeah. But like this time, another thing was a whole bully bit, because on one hand you're all bullies, but on the other hand you're all like different kinds of
Yeah,
bullies.
that kind of worked,
I
I think,
made
because it
my
made for a funny dynamic
yeah.
of like
It
everybody in the
was
kid group was either a bully or a nerd. So
it's
you're
like
either
Yu Yu
somebody you would normally
Hakusho.
get picked on, and somebody picking on them, and we were forced to work together.
Have you seen Yu Yu Hakusho, Zed? It's
I
basically
have
just a bunch of delinquents do like basically what was happening, like
so,
like getting magical powers. Like, yo, okay, I'm
but
doing all
like
that.
the reason why I'd want, I guess, a bit more diversity this time around is because, well, yes, it makes for a fun dynamic. It kind of put a lot of tension on me, because the only reason I could think of for people, because all the bullies were the ones that were kind of resisting the whole occult bit,
Hmm.
except for you. Well, Vigus like tried to like change it early on.
Yeah,
You know what I
he
mean?
realized what was going on and fixed his character up.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
the way, this
But
one is
yeah,
Mega
holy shit, that's cool.
Agrozard. The inside of the body burns at temperatures of 2,700 Fahrenheit, and its jaws are strong enough to cut steel, allowing it to eat metal. What do you think this guy's made out of?
Uh, Mega Charizard, I think that's
Oh, I did refresh.
And what's the other one?
Oh, that's what's his name?
Aggron and Mega Charizard, right? Did I get that right?
Sorry, what was that? You're cutting out. Hello?
Hello.
Zed,
So,
you're cutting in and out.
Yeah, Aggron and Mega Charizard. That's
Mega
those
Aggron
are.
specifically.
it has a Mega
Oh,
form.
I haven't seen Mega Aggron.
That is not a Pokemon that I expected to get a Mega form, but now that I think about it, yeah, that would. But what was I saying? So when you
Wait,
have
does
three
Aggron have?
bully,
Where's Aggron's Mega form? Why can't I find it now?
oh no,
I
Doesn't
mean,
it?
my character wasn't resisting the
Yeah, but you also
occult
aren't
shit.
engaging.
yeah, your character
Yeah,
was
well,
specifically like, you weren't like actively like, I don't want to do this. This makes me anxious. You were more like, I don't want to do this. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
and
so you weren't
that,
engaging with
yeah,
the plot.
that puts pressure on me, because when I have so many characters that are like that, I kind of tense up because the only reason that it's continuing is because like, oh, the player wants to make it continue, but otherwise I'm just like, the narratively, these characters would not be doing this.
Well, we only
And
had like a few sessions in there.
Yeah, but like he wasn't able to give us any plot hook because the group was actively denying every plot hook was the problem that was occurring.
No, like my character, I still like made sure my character went for plot hook, or tried to. Anyway, yeah.
Shoot, I do not have sprites of the megaforms.
I'd be down to play again though.
but this time around, I'd really like for more characters to be more like into the occult. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The thing
'Cause-
is,
yeah.
like the way that I played it was like, I'm into like. Here's what I was thinking.
Mhm.
I'm like, I liked the way before, and I'm using.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Olyrik.
Brian, your saving grace. Here you go. I found you a sprite.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Thank
I put it in the recording room.
Arma's like,
I also need a
Hunger
Mega
Games sponsor.
Charizard though. Mega Charizard X. I don't have a sprite of that either. Because the site I'm using doesn't have Mega form sprites. Thank you very much though, Arm.
Intellectual.
So
It's okay. I can give you that too.
Oh
so
god.
Vicus, what
Oh
was
no,
your
that one
character?
doesn't work because it's too massive, that sprite.
I will look again.
Sorry.
So yeah, Vicus, what were you saying about your character, man?
Like for me, I remember for like what I wanted to do was
I'm gonna tuck this guy
It's
aside. We'll go back to that one in a
kind
bit.
of like what am I thinking? It's like they are. Let me just pause RimWorld because I'm getting it rated.
Here, real quick before
My
you
character
continue.
was-
Uh,
okay.
No, I just want to get the next thing, like its description, out of the way, and then we can go on. So,
Okay.
this is the next one we're doing. Its description: the cones on the sides of their head generate static electricity. When upset, they will begin to discharge energy, resulting in a small thundercloud above their head. Sorry. Go ahead, No.
Alright. So, what I was thinking for my character was not actively going out and being like, yes, a cult. It's the hesitation and, like, I guess, shifting from their, like, if we're going off of the hero's journey thing, like, their world, like, the known world, their comfort zone. And going through that shift and, like, being like, yes. It's basically learning the occult to get out of the occult, but in doing so, keeping in with it because there's something greater, you know?
I can understand that, yeah. But
Yeah.
at the time, like, when it came to
When
backstory stuff, I should have been more thorough and
Yeah.
talked it out more with people, because
And when we had, like, one player that was actively, angrily against joining any of it, one character who was apathetic towards joining it, one character who was afraid to join it, one character, like, more than half the party wasn't engaging with the story he put together, and I think that's where the problems came along.
yeah. And then on the other side, you have a character who is doing it, but he's very shy, reserved, and like um also afraid, but still for whatever reason is doing it, which,
Basically what happened is we were doing a D&D campaign where our group consisted of a group of average villagers who didn't want to go out and fight monsters.
yeah, basically, like, Bergeis's character was like I'm like, I'm not saying this with any intention of like hatred towards him. It's just given the circumstances, when he made a character that was extremely friendly compared to the rest of the group, and with a lot of other characters in the group kind of not engaging due to whatever like reason, whether it's oh I'm scared or I don't want this or whatever, it makes it hard because then he's the only one doing anything. And so it becomes hard because, like, I'm desperate because I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? Like, there's only one person doing, like,
This,
speaking, and I'm
yeah.
hoping that they have a conversation, and then it's like, oh, well,
None of the players ever wanted to talk with him. It's like there's never a reason for the group to interact, because for whatever reason, no one in the group was interacting.
I think I
Which
had good
part of it
interactions
was
with you, Olyrik.
on me. I know, yeah, Vicus, you, me, and Arm's characters end up getting a really good bonding
oh yeah,
moment.
you guys like bonded really well, and I had hoped that it would be the same thing for Veneer and Veneer, Sleepy, and Broditis, but at the same time, when I looked back, it was like I felt like that would have been a big drain on me, because again, two extremes.
I think that like the
Yeah.
thing is, not to like be mean to Veneer, but it's like what she made was a very it was an abrasive character, is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I thought I had talked enough with her because she said she was gonna do like a whole uh like cross dressing. Well, not cross dressing, but like her character was a girl who dressed like a boy, and I was like, okay, so it should be fine. But I didn't straight up expect her to make a character that straight up like reacted with like anger to everything. And
Mm-hmm.
then like I had trusted Vicus and Berdice to, make some neat characters. In hindsight, I should have done that more
Like, talk to the
first
players more.
because first session when I get interrupted by Vicus, I think like my first thought in the first half second was, holy shit, is he angry? Then after my brains had a full second to process like what he was saying, I was like, oh, he's being a bully character. Specifically like those kids that are really obnoxious, and I'm not prepared to deal with that. And so it's like, if I can run a cult again, and maybe even with the same party, because I wouldn't mind that. I just want to talk to people about the characters again, so that
I'm like I'm gonna be honest, Zed.
yeah,
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm
yeah,
sticking with my character.
Oh, I think
that's
Vicus got
fine.
a really
That's
good
fine.
character. I think Arm had a good character. Was my character
Yeah,
okay?
Your
I
character's
think your
alright.
your your character was pretty solid because if I had to rate it, like your character seemed to be the most into the occult shit because you were trying to figure out
Yeah.
more about
Because I
like
knew that was supposed
your
to be the setup of the whole entire story.
yeah, like and like I expected everyone else to also make at least like Sleepy and Veneer to make characters that were into the occult because like that's what kind of drew them in the first place. At least that's what I thought for Veneer because she seems to be very into like cryptids and stuff. And I was
So from the sound
wholeheartedly
of it, the
hoping on that.
players that you were upset with were mostly Sleepy and Veneer and Broditis.
I wouldn't say directly upset, more like,
Hard to work with.
and I kind of it was just, and if I should have done more as a DM to make sure the party was more cohesive and
Yeah.
also make it easier to like
You
run.
always want to talk with all of the players about what they're making, and if one player's making something similar to another, you want to steer them in another direction.
Yeah, and now if I run this again and I get like I don't know answers for their backstory, I'm going to lose my shit. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it could. But it's a
I
campaign
got
that
mine on lock. I'm ready.
yeah, like
If we started that again, I wouldn't mind doing that one in stream if you wanted to, because I think it's a fun setting. But also, if you don't want to, that I don't want to put that pressure on you.
I would be completely down, but only if other people are down as well. However, I'd also maybe want to figure out scheduling because if we're still going to end up having scheduling problems, then I might split the party like I originally intended. Like, as much as I like 5-man bands or 6 people in a party,
Oh, hang on, real quick. Interruption again because of what I'm working on.
all good.
Glands in its brain produce a powerful neurotoxin, which continuously excrete to protect themselves from predators. Look at this doopy boy.
So what were you saying, Zed?
Um,
You were
Talk about if you started
speaking-
it again, you would want to split the group if it got too big.
there were scheduling problems because if more people wanted to join to the point where there was like 7 or 8, yeah, I'll split the party. But if it's 6 people, that's like the magic number for me. Well, 5 and 6. But if there's scheduling problems, then I'd want to split the party off based on who has schedules that can line up together.
That's the thing. It's like, I feel like, no offense to you.
I'm sorry.
Sleepy.
I've never seen Gloom in
It's fine.
3D. Look at this bean! Look at him. I'm sorry, continue.
Oh,
No
Bloom's
offense to you,
adorable.
Sleepy, but it's like one of the things that I've been having trouble with is like your schedule in particular. Because like you and Wilhelm have like the most erratic schedules in my opinion.
Well, it's because their
it's like-
job schedule.
yeah, it's
and
like
as it
it's
is
just
now, my
because of how it
schedule is fairly straightforward. It's no longer erratic. I don't work at the buffet anymore, so my schedule is generally there are 4 days that I work. And that's it.
Oh, fair, fair.
I just work nights, so I'm up during.
That's why I'm trying to do like get back into the swing of things for scheduling things too, because I
Yeah.
haven't. Because that's why I'm doing this one shot idea too, you know?
Mm.
Just so I could be like, yeah, I'm scheduling things again. I know how they work. This is good. This works, you know?
Yeah, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is usually when I'm available. I'm not going to do any campaigns on the day I work, because I get up, I shower, I'm awake for like an hour, then I go to work, get home.
Okay.
And considering the times I'm up, I'll be awake for any campaigns that are in the afternoon.
Mhm.
And my schedule now fits more with Ollie than Arma's and than anybody else.
Okay. That just leaves everyone else who's out there who I don't know. Like,
Mine's all in there.
oh,
Like if like for what it is, you know? It's
hold on. Bernard is like saying things to me. He is over explaining, and I feel bad.
Oh, what did you DM him something?
Yeah, but like basically, I think if the party wasn't as polarized, I would have
Well,
handled.
Even
it
I don't
much
think the
better.
problem was us being polarized with each other. The problem was a lot of the group not engaging with the story you made.
Yeah.
I'd love to do the thing is that like the thing for me is I'd love to do the story things. I'd like to see like what happened.
Yeah.
But the only thing is,
Mhm.
well, I I was walking, I was going a different way into the story is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like I'm going at it with a healthy level of skepticism is what I was thinking, and
Mm.
hoping that you'd be like, okay, like when you asked like,
Un-
okay, you're getting these new powers, I'm like, what exactly do these powers do to us? You know?
Unfortunately, it came off more as I don't want anything to do with it to me, because you were
I
also playing a character that was kind of abrasive at the start.
and I think part of that also was like you definitely had the negative tinge of Veneer's character literally angrily yelling about not wanting to be involved in the plot.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a
And
fair point.
I think if I were to go back to it, I'd want to like give everyone's characters a second chance with some adjustments, of course, just so that I don't kill it because I crack under the pressure again. Because that's another thing that kills my own campaigns is when something strains me so hard, I freak out and I'm like, okay, it's done. Forget it.
Yeah, like I'm saying this with love, man. But
Yeah.
you gotta talk to players about this stuff and like actually like address the problems. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it's like, because it isn't like not running away from the problems, but you're taking it as a complete like end all.
Yeah.
You know?
I kind of overreact and stuff. Another thing that kind of prevented things from happening was Veneer just not really responding, but she was going through a lot at the time, so I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully when I get back from boot camp and I'm able to like run this again, it'd
Hello?
have to be after Coven Guard first off,
Okay.
because like I don't know what my schedule's like. If my schedule's like free enough so that I can run like two campaigns, then sure, I'll have one that I'll co-DM with Vicus, and I'll have one that I'll run on my own. If not, then I'm gonna focus on Coven Guard first. But if it Coven Guard, meets its end in a timely manner or in an untimely manner, then I can like, you know, run a cult. Although, yeah, let me just move a cult to like the top of my priority list. Hold on. Well, not top of my priority list, but up there with Constellation Crusaders.
It's
Campaign
a
ideas.
it's a healthy amount, is what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah, but like I want to see how Coven Guard's gonna go now that the problem player has been removed, and I also have like because every time Coven Guard goes through a new iteration, I go and see what things I've made and stockpile them and bring them on over to the next iteration while also improving upon them and adding new things as I go along. Like, Vegas, I need to show you something later because it plays into one of the beast folk races that we have, and I think it's a really cool idea. And
All right, go for it.
let's see. So, Coven Guard, that one's gonna be fun because it's like my natural habitat. It's fantasy, followed by Constellation
No.
Crusaders slash cult. Because Constellation Crusaders and a cult both kind of fill like the magical girl niche for me, but like a
In
cult leans
different
more
ways.
because Constellation Crusaders, you're supposed to be traveling through space and onto other planets with like
Magical
high
Girl meets
level.
Voltron.
Yeah. Or like Sailor Moon, but if she was like in Night City. No, Sailor Moon's not gonna have a good time, but
She is not.
yeah. And like, on the other hand, there's also like occult. On the other hand, is more like the classical having like these weird powers in modern day, and you have to defeat off these evils, but you're also involved in a gang war because why not? Because
It has like, if you get what it has massive ghost story energies. Like, what was that anime?
is that the one with like the really terrible dub, or like the
Yes.
funny dub?
It's like,
I love
whoever
that
gave,
one.
whoever told you about this spell is either a ghost or a bitch. Be careful, she's a ghost and a bitch. That one was a fun one.
But let's see. Um, let's see. So I have Constellation Crusaders and Occult in the same place because Constellation Crusaders, I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things, but like one thing that I really need help with is the magic system because like I want all the types of magic you can do as a Constellation Crusader to be like varied, but I don't know where to like put the limit. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if I were if like say you have a dude that can like shoot electricity, that's like, you know, pretty standard stuff with the magic, but we're not going to be having no like overhaul people who can like explode people by bad touching them. Like that's not fun. It also makes me very uncomfortable, but like I kind of thought about, oh, what if there was like a soft class system where when you first receive your powers from these magical stars, you get like these visions and you see like a certain constellation of something, and these constellations will be like
Alright, and
various
that's all my old
things.
ones done except for this mega one that I need the sprites for.
Nice.
So, will you be taking my requests now?
Oh. Hold on. I mentioned a black.
Okay.
I missed it earlier. She mentioned a black
Bro.
pixel on the swirl of this bean.
SMH though, the
I don't see
wanderer
it.
that just joined me is a misogynist,
Wait, what?
but they also have some
What?
pretty good stats.
Sorry, what
Yeah,
was
that's
that?
a trait. I'm playing RimWorld, so
Oh, okay. I was
this
so
homeless that just
confused.
joined me.
Oh,
This
Arm got me the
colony-
sprites. Thank you,
Yeah.
Arm.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead, Vicus.
Hmm?
What was it?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
I'm sorry.
I'm just like, he has good
Oh.
stats. He's just a misogynist.
Oh, asshole.
so,
Yeah, exactly. And
so
it sucks because the only other person's a girl. Like,
No.
okay.
No.
that's not a good.
I should give her the tranquilizer gun,
Yeah.
not the gun.
So, Ollie, you weren't there for Trials of the Moon Empress, so do you want to like hear about what Vickers and I came up for? Like,
Sure.
yeah? So basically, it was a D&D campaign. Although if I were to do it again this time around, I'd use your action system because, haha.
I'm fleshing out
But-
more rules of that for Bronze Heart. Hopefully, Bronze Heart will have the finalized version of things down on it. That's the goal.
But so Trials of the Moon Empress was a
Oh, yeah.
whole thing.
Hang on real quick.
of- yeah.
Credit to the person who got these sprites. Or Arm got me the sprites, but they come from this person's DeviantArt account, apparently. That is the DeviantArt user, the Lyle? The Lyle?
Ooh.
The Lyle? Full-
Alleles?
Full credit to them.
May I continue?
Yeah,
Or-
sorry. I just wanted
Okay.
to give credit where credit's due.
But in Trials of the Moon Empress, oh wow, it's been a long time. So basically, Wait, I actually still have its file, so... Or, no, I still have the campaign hook lying around somewhere. Here, let me go find it. I won't be
Okay.
reading it word for word, but it should give people a good idea.
Just give them the spark notes.
Yeah.
We'll get the point across.
I'll spark your notes.
No.
Now that one didn't even make sense.
Where
I'll not
is
even make
it?
sense.
Where is it? 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 I can't find it.
Or really be like, if you lower your expectations, then there aren't any to be shattered.
Damn.
Exactly.
Oop! I scrolled up way too
That's
far.
why I never
Oops.
try any of my goals in life. Because I can't be disappointed in my own failure.
Oh.
Good. No, don't. Please don't. What's up with all these misogynists? Kill him.
Can somebody put
Yeah,
that in the
this-
quote book?
I'm actually like, bruh, this person that I can capture, another misogynist. Okay.
Yeah,
Jeez.
somebody please put like what's up with all these misogynists Vicus in the quote book.
Yeah, stab him to death. For
Okay.
for equality, this knife doesn't discriminate. Actually, wait. Don't kill him. Strip him
Alright,
first.
anyway,
No, he's naked.
Vicus,
Never mind.
Vicus,
Kill him.
nobody can see your game.
Yeah, but I'm
So,
saying it.
so the whole bit with Chalice of the Moon Empress was there was a relic called the Elixir of Life that was made by the Moon Empress, who had founded an ancient civilization on Herder the Moon. And using this relic, she used it and basically gave birth to all of the life on Earth. However, mortals, being mortals, wanted to get this elixir so that it could extend their life and give them strong powers. However, because of all these corrupt people and, you know, evil going
Sorry,
with all
I
these
sing the Zelda music. It sounds very
all
Zelda-y
good.
and set up.
Okay.
with all these evil people trying to like get the elixir, their mortal bodies, even if they were like evil spirits or strong demons, they still couldn't handle the elixir, so the elixir consumed them. But all of their evil bubbled up into the elixir and became a sentient evil thingy. And then the Moon Empress, hearing about the elixir's rampage, created these elemental spirits who would travel to the world below, and they would bestow a gift upon some mortals so that they could get rid of her fucked up life-giving child thingy. Well, it's not a child, it's more like a weird blob, but she created it. It's kind of sentient, so it's kind of her child now. But um the whole bit in Chalice and the Moon Empress is, for whatever reason, all these people have been getting weird visions of an island. And so they all set out to find it, aka the party. When they arrive, they're basically trained by some dude who I forgot what his whole deal was, but he's trained by them. And they start developing these elemental powers that were like bestowed upon them by powerful elemental spirits. And I used like the classical like 5 elements in like East Asian culture, and they were fire, metal, wood, water, and earth. And that basically gave feats to people at their certain levels. And
Well, I mean, it's
let me see if I
important
can.
to have feet so you can walks.
What?
It's important to have feet so you can walks.
Walk? I
Um,
don't get
It's
it.
important to have feet so that you can walks. I'm making a
Okay.
walking with feet joke.
I'm sorry, it's your fault you said that like you were Jar Jar Binks, my guy.
Never mind. That was part of the joke, is the way it was pronounced.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm kind of dense.
Listen,
No, I'm just a
No,
bad
it's
comedian.
just the fact that's just how he normally talks.
Fuck you, Vicus.
I also tried to do a thing where getting these elemental powers was supposed to they were supposed to be different in their own way. So fire was supposed to be basically all burst damage with a bit of burn, damage over time, stuff like that. Water was supposed to basically be like the healing supportive one. Wood also gave healing and shields, but it was for yourself. It was like a self-sustaining kind of play style.
Paladin.
Yeah. Earth
Mhm.
basically
Tank.
actually the first iteration that Vix and I did, Earth was like a terrain changing thing rather than a tank.
Oh, that's
Oh,
really
someone
cool.
like an AoE.
Yeah. And then metal was supposed to be like
Music.
the
A really good genre of music.
no,
But haha, I'm a funny man. Sorry.
was supposed
No.
to be like a very tactical thing that was very good against
So like
it did a lot of
precision.
it did a lot of things related to armor. Like the level 5 thing that you got for it was armor shred. Once per long rest, you can select one target and reduce their AC by 2. And while you do that, a 5-foot radius around the target will basically be this maelstrom of metal shards of their broken
Yeah.
armor, and it will deal 1d4 slashing damage for 1d4 rounds. And the target had to be wearing armor, but otherwise, it was good tactical. Okay, I'll use it on this target and deal some chip damage to it and the targets around it, while also making it easier for my friends to attack it. And the feat you got before that was called Sharp Mind, where you could use your reaction to what's it called? Impose disadvantage on an attack roll, but you can only do it on people who are wearing metal. So I guess if I had to describe it, metal was all about making tactical decisions. Fire was about killing people. There's not much to it.
See, that's why I really liked the metal power, and it's why I took monk, because it felt like a really good combination.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Heavy metal
One of
monk.
the thing, here's
Heavy
the
Metal
thing.
Monk would be a good band name. Sorry, continue.
One of the
Yeah.
things that plays into the setting,
Mhm.
the metal power of influencing metal things. It's going to be not situational, but playing into the feudal Japan setting. Well, you know how armor was in those times, in that area.
Yeah.
So it'd be very much specialized in tank killing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And into that, with foot soldiers being a general nuisance, which other people would help take care of.
Ye-
You know what I
and
mean?
yeah. And water was, it's your classic healer stuff. Its feat was called. Well, actually, let me read off Fire's feat. Some of these might have two, some of these might not, because Vicus and I were still working on the second feat for all of them at the time, but we didn't get done with them. But Fire was called. Its thing was called Burning Vengeance, and you could basically
I'll burn your
enhance.
vengeance.
You could enhance one of your single target attacks and enhance it with fire to make it deal an additional 1d6 fire damage. And then the target also had to make Constitution saving throw, and if they failed, they'd take 1d4 damage at the end of their next turn, and you'd roll another 1d4 to see how many rounds it would last. And you could do these once per short rest. Waters, at the time I didn't have as much of a good idea of game balance, but now that I think about it, Waters was probably the most powerful because I thought, oh, it's supposed to be sustained healing. It's not like a big burst of healing, and it was also supposed to be kind of random, but At 3rd level, you can instantly stabilize an ally, or you can touch an ally and soothe their soul, healing them for 1d4 plus 1 at the end of their next turn for the next 1d4 rounds, which that was a potential like 10 or so healing at like level 3 for a long while.
That's pretty
So
good.
yeah, water would probably get a nerf if I did this campaign again. Wood,
I feel like at some point water should get a sort of AoE heal with a very thing.
of course.
Heals per 1 4 round.
Yeah, of course. Wood got Growing Resolve. At 3rd level, once you reached half health, you would gain temporary hit points equal to 5 plus your Constitution modifier, and it cannot activate unless you get half health, unless you reach half health, and it does not reactivate until you get another short rest. And the whole idea with Wood would be like it would have more passive effects, like the Growing Resolve thing, and like it would be a very like Wood would have been like the tank of the group, the survivalist, because it had all these things to like heal the damage that people did to it while also like tanking it. And the other thing it had was photosynthesis at 5th level as an action. You could basically just heal yourself for 1d6 plus your constitution modifier once per long rest. And then Earth got Boundless Earth. At 3rd level, you could cause the earth beneath an enemy within 30 feet to violently shift and launch an enemy 15 feet in any direction you choose. And the enemy had to make a dexterity saving throw equal to 8 plus your wisdom modifier once per short rest. Earth was about like controlling the battlefield, I guess. But we also had plans for like making terrain stuff. And so if I do Chalice again, one, I'm probably gonna have Vicus come back as DM because it feels like tradition. So, are you guys still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. we're listening,
Yes,
man.
we are.
Okay. But however, this time I kind of want to run it like action and kind of run it in hero in the fashion of like people doing their own things in the world, but sometimes like meeting up with one another. And I'd want to treat it like those like
Oh god, this
Like
guy's so
actual
big.
ja-
There's no good place where he fits in. Doesn't look clunky and out of place. I guess he's just gonna
Ooh.
tuck up in here.
oh poor boy, big
He's a
boy.
thick boy.
Big gun.
He's the kind of boy that
That
you want to
guy
be
has
with,
balls.
Hazad.
No. Cease your desist. Anyway,
And with that, that's all of my old stuff done.
can you make Eldritch Angel Lord Helix now?
So
Good job,
you want
Mom.
me to use Lord Helix? Alright, you want me to use the Helix fossil
three
Pokemon, and Arceus and Ho-Oh?
Yeah, or whatever other Pokemon has like magnificent looking wings. And does it need a body? I feel like we should give it a body.
Maybe. But hold on, I need to make it capture.
Okay. Oh, we
Hold
also
on.
have to give it like terrifying eyes all over like everything. Well, let's look up the Pokemon with the most
This-
terrifying eyes.
Did the stream change which window it's showing?
Yes, it's on a new screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, Ollie, we can request Pokemon.
So it's getting like, I think I'm just gonna do the one Zed asked for, and one from my Tumblr ask box back in the day, and then call it a night, actually. But next art
Okay,
stream,
okay.
I'll start taking more requests.
Yay.
You guys keep on cutting out. What did you say, Ollie?
It's getting a little late, so I think I'm just gonna do Zed's, and then one from my Tumblr ask box. And then call it a night, but next art stream I'll be doing only requests, because I'm done with all my old stuff, finally.
So, do you see that coffin Pokemon I sent? The one with the scary eyes? Can you use its eyes on the body of Lord Helix?
Hang on. Which one?
Eldritch Angel
It's in a recording room chat.
Yeah, I can't pronounce
thing's
his name.
eyes?
Yeah.
Alright, hold on.
Makes the magnificent Lord Helix.
So I got Arceus, I've got the Helix Boy, I gotta get Ho-Oh, aka Sleepy's mom. Oh!
Also, do you know the Pokemon Shedinja?
No, I don't think it's off the top of my head. Wait, what
It has
generation is that guy from, that coffin?
Gen 5.
I thought I could have sworn he was Gen 4.
Nah, he's Gen 5. But Shedinja has that little halo thing, and I want you to add that too to truly cement Lord Helix's holy light in the eyes of our 4 viewers.
Which one? Okay.
Yeah, the bug thing with the halo. I'm sorry if I'm
Sorry.
overbearing. It's just...
No, it's okay. I can definitely do that. Gen 2, correct?
Yeah. I think Shedinja's like Gen 3. I should have found this by
Oh
3.
yeah, he
I'm
is Gen
sorry.
3.
Mm.
Okay. Ugh. So, let me start getting the sprites.
If I were to run Chalice of the Moon Empress again, I'd want everyone to either be like, because you know how I had that problem in a cult with some people in the party not wanting to actually be there, like for their character. That kind of happened with Chalice, except it was one player who I will not do it by name because it would be unfair to her. But
We all know who it is.
yeah,
If
but
you know, you know.
well, let's refer to her as Miss Lawyer Person. So
Madam
kind of-
Rules Lawyer. Here, now, real
I
quick,
had
I'm gonna
made-
throw an important distinction to those listening. There's a difference between a rules stickler and a rules lawyer. A rules stickler will always call out the rules, even at their own, like, even if it harms them. Yeah, their own detriment.
Yeah.
A rules lawyer will only call out
Oh.
the rules if it benefits them, and if it would harm them, they will actively argue, the rules don't always matter, you don't always have to follow the rules, sometimes the rule are cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And so everyone in the party made some sort of character that would be classified as a yokai because they
Oh,
were
God, I know
not
about
human.
this.
She
Oh,
made a
that
character.
was Chalice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
She
Chalice.
made a character. If I had been able to talk like more of the party before, then that would have been a good idea. But like,
It was a team full of yokai, and then she made somebody who was a yokai hunter.
Yes, something like
she
that.
wasn't
She
exactly a
just
yokai.
hated it.
Yeah.
Or she
due
was a
to
racist.
Yeah, she
Basically.
was a racist.
Although,
Which you would not want, really.
yeah. However, I will say that yokai are not like in that time period. They would have been considered like the same thing as like one-dimensional like villains, if you know what I mean. Like that's what yokai were basically like ancient Japan's explanations for the supernatural. So naturally, they would be afraid of it.
Mm-hmm.
However, because this campaign had all of the characters being something that was far from human, basically these yokai that was once one-dimensional and just they do this thing because now they've been humanized. Like for example, one of the other players, Tameless, he was a tiefling. However, most people would consider him like an oni, which that's not very well received because onis are like one of the most powerful and most feared yokai out there because they're like ogres with like fuck off strength. So,
Mm-hmm.
however, because he's a tiefling, he's only half, and he left a girl in this village, but the villagers did not like him. So he was like, he went from like ancient Japan's definition. Oh, he is the bastard child of an oni. Do not trust him. He is evil. Hold on, what are you doing to the eyes?
I'm giving you wanted the eyes of that guy, right?
No. What was I saying? So keep the derpy eyes on Lord Helix, but
Oh, you
put
want those eyes floating around it.
Yeah, to give that
Okay.
eldritch vibe. You know, like Lord Helix is judging you for your sins. I'm gonna, I'm not gonna say that lyric. It's so stupid.
How
Anyway,
dare you
I'm
be
sorry.
horny, bonk.
Anyway, but like because you have these characters who would be considered yokai, and they have their own feelings, and they're not just one-dimensional. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna eat the children. I'm gonna kill puppies. That kind of, you know, makes it. Ideally, what should have happened was she
She
should
would
have,
slowly realize that,
and
oh, these are
she,
people. They aren't monsters. We need to care for them.
yeah, and
We need to give them
she
credit when they're good.
she kind of did that, but every time someone tried to do something good, she still responded with like hostility, and whenever something went wrong, she would always say things that would not rub well with the rest of the party. And I feel like I should have done better as a DM to like make sure the party didn't turn out that way, or get her to like tone it down, but of course that player was hard to work with, so
Man, the story that I always think of that exemplifies how, like, almost, like, full of themselves they are as a player was we were doing a campaign based on the TV show Code Lyoko. So it has, like, a sequel to the show. I've told some of you guys this story already, but this is for a, like, viewing audience, I suppose.
yeah.
But, the, like, basic premise of the show is evil supercomputer is, like, entering our reality and is trying to, like, destroy. Like, it's a computer that lets people, like, enter the digital world, and this virus is trying to enter our world using it. And the group has to fight it. And so... Sorry, I'm working on thing while talking. What happened was, I talked with everybody, and everyone was attending the school that the campaign is set around and in, except for her character. And we had sort of talked about it, where what it would be is she would be the one who didn't attend school with them, and so that, you know, it would give somebody with a slightly more outsider perspective, which was great. And we talked about how she would get involved with the group, and what it would be is like, she said eventually she wanted her character to be going to the school, with the setup we agreed upon being that, she would be like a hacker person, which makes sense for the computer setting, and she would eventually hack her way and get blackmail to attend the school. She interpreted that as she always has blackmail on everybody just by asking for it. And additionally, the whole bit that she pulled was, when she got with the group finally, she tried to blackmail, like, the computer can let people go backwards in time. It was a part of the setting as well. And so, when she first arrived there, she started taking all of these pictures of everything that happened. And then when the group met back up after the return back in time, she was like, hey, I'm gonna blackmail you, make me leader of the group. And I was basically like, you don't have blackmail. And she's like, what do you mean? It's like, you guys went backwards in time. Yeah, but I saved it on my computer. But yeah, you guys went backwards in time. You wouldn't keep it after time traveling.
Yeah.
And then basically what happened after that was the bit that I'm like, oh my god with. we then basically let the players. The plot of that episode happen. So it was just RP with the group getting to know this new team member. She then starts pulling up blackmail on another player's character, which I'm like, alright, give me these checks, and she's passing, and she starts rattling off blackmail from the person's family's social media accounts. Like blackmail, not blackmail, but basically being stalkery. And then starts using that to be like, so you should totally date me. And then when the player didn't have their character date him, she was basically like, yeah, I just don't think they're very good at role playing.
Yeah.
Like you think they're bad. Like, you think they're bad at role playing because their character won't date a blackmailer. Like.
Yeah. Like.
Says a lot about our society.
Like, there's more than that. That's just like one select thing. Like, God, she was always annoying.
But so regarding Chalice of the Moon Empress, if I did run it again, I'd want to run it where people can basically you could be human or yokai, and you would basically be set off into some random region in this fictional world, heavily based off of Asian folklore. Most of it Japanese, but we can sprinkle in Chinese, Vietnamese, Filipino, even.
Okay. I'm about to
Korean.
set the curse of the Aswang on you.
Oh shit! I don't know what the fuck that means, but I don't like it.
I feel like
it eats
isn't
like
isn't it some sort of like vampire?
Yes,
Hey.
it's a vampire that eats babies.
So, I know this is me doing the same thing that I was angry about people wanting to be samurais in the cowboy setting, but you know how there's a whole bit of, like, Westerners going into Japan and fucking with it?
Calling the kettle black.
Well,
So,
would I,
Ollie.
in theory, if I joined it, be able to play a Western cryptid that has fled to the east?
So straight Matthew Perry type things?
Well,
Oh, wait,
actually,
never mind.
there's.
Oh.
I think there has been cases of, I guess, certain yokai being like. I don't know for sure though, because I haven't brushed up on my knowledge of yokai in a long time. There's a few that I know, but everybody fucking knows them. Everyone knows about kitsune. Everyone knows about onis. Everyone knows about tengu, tanukis.
Mm-hmm.
But like a lot of the other like more strange one, like the shirame. Do you want to know what the shirame is?
No.
It's a yokai that is faceless, will undress in front of you, show you its butthole, which has an eyeball in it.
Please.
That's
Can I
what
be
it
that? Let me be that. I want to be that.
is. No.
Look at my
Absolutely
butthole. Hee hee hee.
no.
Now I will kill you
Anyway.
for being a pervert.
So-
Hmm.
That's a sexual offender, not a yokai.
Oh, you're right.
know
I'll
the
just be playing
difference.
myself. That's a terrible joke. That's a
Well, look,
terrible
I know
joke.
you're not allowed within like
You're gonna be
50 feet
banned
of
off
a-
your own server.
You're not allowed within 50 feet of a school, but hey.
Oh.
come on, man.
No, don't say that.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
That's
I think I gotta go.
terrible.
I think I gotta leave.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Anyway.
What's with the panic?
Huh?
So
General
Ollie,
panic.
regarding you being like a Western creature coming to Japan, I'm a little iffy about that because the furthest west I'm maybe willing to go at best would be like Middle East
Okay,
and
I'm
India,
okay
and
with it
that's
being a no. I was just thinking it would be a weird, fun idea to play a skinwalker.
Ah,
Uh,
Yo,
yeah.
Zed, I have a small question, actually.
yeah.
What type of like thing are we doing if we're doing Chalice? Are we doing like straight up Edo Japan type thing, or are we doing like Fall of the Samurai?
One thing I
like
need to clarify
Meiji
is
era,
mm,
like leading into it.
let's just take all the arrows and because there's various yokai from different eras too, and this is supposed to be a fictional
So you're
take on
you're
it.
blanketing
So
all
it's-
of them together, kind of like what Okami does.
I'm just
Yes.
gonna like I'm gonna say that because there are certain ideas that we could play around with, or at least I could
Mhm.
play around with the different not let me think. It's the different things that happen. Like one of the things is like the emergence of like American ships in Japan, right?
I can ship it.
The giant like black ships, the steam powered things, that is a very intimidating thing. That shocked a
not-
lot of people
And that was
because
the
it was
era I
really
was
big.
thinking of with my idea of
Yeah.
playing a skinwalker that fled out here.
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking.
It's like
I'm talking like if you walk down the road at night, you're not just gonna be fearing bandits. Like another thing is, yeah, how do I put it? Pretend Japan isn't unified yet, okay? Like it'll be like that. Like that's gonna be the thing that'll give human. So I guess there's gonna be a war with
And it's
humans
not
involved.
actual Japan, Japan. It's like made
Yes.
up Japan.
However, at the same time, there will also be like yokai duking it out for like territory because the crusty little humans are fighting. This is like the perfect time to be stealing their shit. But then you also have like certain yokai who are acting as maybe like protectors,
Something
and the
feels
idea is,
wrong here.
oh,
something's wrong. I can feel it.
maybe you need to like adjust the angle of that wing a bit. Although I don't know if MS Paint can do that very well.
And Taylor
Oh,
French actually.
that wing looks slightly shorter.
Oh, hey! Hey! Yo, hey!
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just like, I finally have hay, which is a thing that's
I see.
used to make beds! Wait a second,
see.
is that not a bed? I'm so sad. This is not a bed. This is just a mat. This is. I just made a seat. I didn't even make a
You are
bed yet.
losing your shit. But anyway, so like, and the idea is whether or not you're a human or a yokai, you'd be starting off a little weak, but over time, you would basically build up like a legend around yourself and start affecting, like the people around
Something
you.
feels really not right about this.
I feel like one of the wings looks shorter than the other, but like then I look at
I
it
mean-
and then it's not like that. You know what I mean?
I need to give it more of a tilt backwards, but I think is what I need to do.
Ah, see. You know what's great? When I look down at my ankle, there's just like a large throbbing bulge. I love my blood vessels.
That
Don't
sounds
you?
bad.
I think it's
It-
because I've been sitting on it, so I'll be fine.
Alright,
If not, then well.
Do these rings?
I-
What?
I guess.
Oh,
What is wrong with the wing here?
I think it does need to like have some tilt back.
See, that's what I'm trying to give it, but like even then, it's not looking good with the slight tilt back effect.
I really like this. Like, because I'm just going to say this now to slightly divert from the conversation. But I'm playing RimWorld, right?
Mhm.
And this is, and I got a couple mods that are like, that have the traditional Japanese style to them. And I'm just like, you know what I'm going to do? Even though I decided to just choose the Metal Gear Solid route, yes, because I'm crazy, and because I like the series, I'm just going to make a traditional Japanese house and do some farming and chill out. And it's
Oh
very
my.
peaceful.
And that's what's up, though.
Anyways, continue.
What, Sleepy?
I just said that's what's up, though.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
So, oh, I already have an idea of like the various things you'd be able to choose for like a comeback of Chalice set in like the
That's
action
better.
system.
Just by making it look like the
Which
wings
is-
are actually on or behind him rather than floating around him, improves it.
Okay, we stand Spicy Queen. But so you'd be able to choose from several things, and they'd affect like what you'd want in order to become more powerful. If you're just like a human run of the mill like samurai, you're gonna want like magic weapons, you know, magic katana, magic bow, magical armor, whatever. If you're a yokai, you're gonna like do whatever yokai do to get stronger, fight more people, eat other yokai. I don't know. One of those two. If you're half, then it'll be kind of a mix where you kind of want to get magical weapons because of the whole I'm only half a yokai, so I'm only half the strong part, but at the same time, still train. Oh my god, that looks so good. But still train your like yokai side so you can have like the power. And then you could also be an Yoji, which was basically like these Japanese like court wizards that are now in like I think they also performed exorcisms and kind of like kept they were basically the I solve yokai problems button whenever like someone fell ill or whatever in case there was a yokai. So yeah, I basically let people do various things such as that.
How's
Like
this look?
let me see. I like that a lot. Ooh, yes. Can you also like snip it and like send a good picture of it to me because I want to show some of my
I'm
friends?
gonna post it over on my Tumblr.
Okay, I'm gonna go find your Tumblr, which isn't hard because I just need to type in your name. You have a DeviantArt?
Oh god, no, back in the day I don't use it.
Oh my god, all your
This is a
Pokemon
thing we
stuff
have
is
gone
here.
over on the server before. It is an untouched ancient DeviantArt. It is a cursed place.
I mean, mine with
It's just a bunch of
hamburgers.
fucking My Little Pony artists I followed.
Okay,
I see.
a girl worth fighting for.
I'm gonna put out my Fusimon Tumblr.
Can I get a link?
Yeah, hold on.
I because I don't know how Tumblr works, unfortunately. But
Oh god, it looks terrible. I'll have to update the visuals of the Tumblr at some point.
Oh wait, oh this is amazing.
so like what's it called? So um the so yeah. So does anyone want to throw like
There's the link.
sample Okay. Does anyone want to throw like sample character ideas at the chalice thing?
I don't.
Because you got human, half hello. I
Hello?
You
died.
could.
Hi,
I died. Yeah, so
we're here.
what was the last thing you heard?
You can be human, and that was it.
You can be
Yeah.
human, half yokai, full yokai, and then like an Yoji for like humans with magic powers, basically.
I think I might go for a half.
Half yokai? Okay.
What's that big ass skeleton that eats people?
So being a half yokai for that is kind of hard because you kind of have to be able to breed, and that is like the skeleton of hundreds and hundreds of dead soldiers' corpses combined into one big vengeful spirit.
Gosh, oh, well, I can't.
I don't
Okay,
know
so
how.
wait, what's the condition for being a half yokai? Like, how does one do that?
Let me. Normally, I only know some half yokai examples, but they're. Hold on. I've only seen them in like modern things, like Inuyasha. Let's see. So it looks like half yokai are more specific to like they're more of like a modern creation. There's not really half yokai in Japanese folklore. Aside
I'm gonna go to
from-
my old Tumblr Ask box from ancient times and fulfill a
Uh-huh.
thing from there.
Okay. Lord Helix. I'm gonna save this. Thank you, Ollie.
Steel type Hitmontop
Nice. So let's see.
from an anonymous asker. And then after this, I'll lay down.
Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga,
So,
ooga chaka,
let's see.
ooga, ooga.
I stop this
So
feeling.
looking online, there's two examples of half yokai that I was able to find. There is Kintaro, the nature boy, who was incredibly strong, even as a baby, and was friends with the bears of the woods. And his mother is a princess who became pregnant when a red dragon god sent a clap of thunder to her. What?
Yo,
Oops, I
this
saved
red
the 3D
thunder
model
god's
by
about to
mistake.
clap my cheeks.
The other one is Abe no Seimei, who was a famous yoji at the time, and his father came upon a hunter trapping a fox. His father battled that hunter and won and set the fox free. Then a beautiful woman named Kuzunoha came to him, tended to his wounds, fell in love, married, and gave birth to Seimei, who was super bright. And Seimei had a little foxtail poking out from. Well, no, wait. He saw a foxtail poking out from her kimono, and turns out Kuzunoha was a fox that, his dad freed. So, uh, aside from that, there's not much of a precedent for half yokai. Most of them are usually some sort of just they did the nasty. So if you wanted to be a half yokai, I don't know about being half of that giant skeleton because
Unless you
kinda
can come
can't
up with an
breathe.
origin of how that would have happened.
yeah, but even
I'm just
then,
half a giant skeleton. That's what I am.
even then, it's kind of a skeleton. I can also
I'm the butt half.
okay, so it's called a Gasha Dokuro, and yeah. So they are spirits that take the form of giant skeletons that are said to be created from the amassed bones of people who died in starvation or battle without being buried. And they roam around after midnight and they grab lone travelers and bite their heads off to drink their blood. And
Nice.
okay, apparently it's said that these spirits are also they also have the powers of invisibility and indestructibility, so I feel like that's more of like an NPC or boss yokai rather than something I'd allow for a player, unfortunately. Sorry, Sleepy. Sleepy? Oh, he died. Or maybe I died. I don't know.
No, you're
Nah,
still
he
here,
did.
Zed.
He did.
Okay. If I go to yokai.com, it's a database full of yokai stuff, and it's been very informative. I'm gonna post it here if anyone's ever interested in learning more things about Japanese folklore.
Although the
'Cause
people
it's
in the
fun.
server or in the stream won't be able to see it. It's just for
It's
people on our
okay.
server.
Yeah, it's called yokai.com, so
Yokai.com.
it's very
Hey,
simple and
ain't our problem.
Come
if they
find the
can't
new
see it.
monster girl that you want to fuck. Alright, there we go. That's my
could've-
steel top. God, actually, no, those spikes on his fingers look weird.
oh,
I feel like I've done very little to him. Like, what more can I do to him?
Hmm.
I mean, I guess retypings generally aren't hard to do.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you could somehow, like, figure out how to, like, make his feet, like, pointier, but otherwise it's still not much of a big change, since it's just a type change rather than a big old thing. I love the Lord Helix you made.
That
He is holy and wonderful.
okay. 36 point. Okay, 36 degrees Celsius cold. So I need something that's like that.
But since Sleepy seems to just have died, would anyone
Hmm?
else? There you are.
I might actually be wrapping up the stream in a moment.
Okay.
Well, what is it?
I was talking about like how I probably wouldn't allow that specific yokai because I read up more on it and it's pretty powerful. It's like it's more of like a boss fight kind of thing rather than something I'd want to allow for a player. Sorry. Hello?
Hmm.
I feel like he's just zoning out the moment you start talking to him.
It is pretty late, so I'm guessing he's probably like falling asleep a little.
No, my Discord keeps on cutting out.
Oof.
I can
I
hear
have
the
no idea what the fuck
anger
you're
and
saying.
Well, hang on. Real quick, I'm just gonna wrap up stream.
me.
So here's the
Hey.
banner. Of course, and the one that I title probably not finishing the banner is the one where I finish the fucking ban.
That's why you need to have confidence in yourself.
Alright, well, I think it's been nice, everyone. I hope you
Yes,
all,
sir, yes,
everyone
sir.
enjoyed the stream. I hope anybody watching the video on YouTube will enjoy it. December 30th, I will be streaming Portal 2.
December 30th.
Yeah. Or what? Wait.
Yeah,
It's January,
Why'd
my
I put
guy.
December?
it's December 30th. Like
I meant to do January.
a
God,
year-
I'm fucking
like,
stupid.
all the way
Oh.
in the like.
Why'd I
further
do
in the year.
December? God, I'm... See, that's why you shouldn't update important stuff late at night when you're exhausted. Let me just... move this off. Oh, God, hang on. God, well, hang on. One more thing we're gonna do on stream is fix this stupid thing because I'm a retard.
Whoa, whoa,
No.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh.
What I meant was... I want to do it on... Hold on. Why'd I put December 30th? Like, what is... Absolute Neanderthal?
Ah.
Oh, you know why? It's because my calendar said it was December because I was like, because of how it positioned it. So I was like, oh, month December, not even thinking when I did it. January 30th. God. God,
And
I'm
to
so
those who
dumb.
watched the previous two streams, yes, I'm still dressed as a cowboy.
What the heck?
Anyways, good stream, fellas. Good stream.
What? No, what? Hold on, my
Now, who are
computer's
we
now being
rating?
weird.
Let's see who we're rating. Let's see.
Right in my bed. So I just want.
Let's
I'm
let's see
actually
who's
pretty
on
tired.
right now. Let's see if we could raid someone good.
Raid.
Twitch
Raid,
raid,
raid, raid, raid,
Twitch
raid,
Twitch
raid.
raid. Okay, I think we could like help some good upstarts.
We're an upstart, my dude.
No, let's raid some.
We're
good
literally the
upstarts.
only ones in the stream. We're not gonna be doing any kind of meaningful raid, my dude.
Yeah.
Let's look at some Twitch streamers right now. How about some 1G? You know, they've only got like they've got a small following of 33.8 thousand viewers right now. Let's see if we could boost their viewers.
God.
You know.
Why did it stop looking like the
Jeez, I'm
font when I
actually
made it
looking
bigger?
through this. Wait a second. Okay, man's out here. Man's doing GTA RP. Let's go. Poggers.
Can you stop just talking about other streamers in the middle of my stream, dude?
We're ending the stream. We're talking
Yeah,
about who to raid.
not yet. And we're not doing a raid because we're literally the only ones in the thing, dude. And we're like, everyone's gonna go here is gonna go to bed.
Because I think here's a translation. I think he might be a little insecure.
Confidence.
I'm sorry.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to raid the bed. We're doing a straight like sleep raid. Let's go.
I said that earlier, my guy.
When the more popular kid says your joke but louder.
Exactly.
Zed, you have no room to speak.
Whatever are you talking about? God, that laugh was horrifying. Kill me.
Don't worry, it's just your natural state.
I know. I'm a gremlin chihuahua thing.
Yeah, that's why I said it's your natural state.
Silence bottom.
Excuse me, switch.
Okay.
I got that Uno reverse card.
Charlie Brown.
Because that's what I am.
2 claps this time.
Not
Why
gonna
not?
lie. Wait, can I, like, once Twitch stream ends, let's talk about it. Let's do the After Hours podcast.
No, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go to sleep after this.
Same.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that you. Oh, fine. It's just gonna be me and Sleepy. You're gonna be chilling.
In fact, I might go to sleep now. And
Yeah.
although
Yeah.
before I go, I did want to talk to you about a plot thing. Because so can I pull you aside now?
Alright. Go for it.
So I'm gonna talk to the editor's booth. Ooh.
Gone. I'm alone.
No,
Oh wait,
I'm
you're
here.
still here. Never mind.
Fuck.
I thought you would love.
No, I'm finishing the thing I fucked up.
Fuck me.
Oh, why does it say January? What?
January 27th.
There we go. 1 p.m. EST. Why is it bold? I don't want it bold. Stop bolding it. I'm very hungry right now. I wanna finish this so I can go and get like something to eat and then go to sleep. There we go. There we go. So now that's fixed. So yeah, the 30th, 1 p.m. EST, will be streaming Portal 2. Always be sure to pop over here to occasionally catch impromptu streams. Pop on over to my Tumblr account. I'll be, whenever I go live, throwing a thing over there. It's been nice. There'll be more to come, and have a nice night.